This started when I was a kid. The black and white TV set Bobo Zill, the Sheep. And every kid had that dream of becoming a professional wrestler. Because of my age, the only thing that I wanted to do was to get in the ring one time, just once. Because of that uniqueness, that they have a special gift that they can offer the world, and that they should never let anybody stop them. Because if you stop your gift or your gift, that's going to affect my life.
Pure Pro Wrestling is a nonprofit organization that works directly with other nonprofit organizations, fairs and festivals, schools, things of that nature, to basically provide a source of entertainment, a source of a fundraiser, and a youth program that deals with anti-bullying and health and nutrition. The goals for Pure Pro Wrestling is real simple. We want to get our program in as many schools as possible. We want to develop relationships with other nonprofit agencies. In the past, we've worked with Toys for Tots, we've worked with the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan, the Old Newsboys of Flint, and we've put on some successful fundraisers. We've promoted a lot of awareness for a lot of good causes. When I approach a school, I explain, look, I've got a program for you that's not going to cost your school a dime. It is impactful, it will work, we've got resources, references, we've done this in other schools, this will work for you. It's fun for the community, the school gets involved with it. We've had teachers get into the shows where we've literally taught them how to do things in the ring, and the kids just loved it. So it really does become a community event that they can get behind, that raises money for the community, that spreads a good message to the community. And the nice thing about our program, it's not just tailored to anti-bullying. We've actually adjusted our assemblies to talk about a number of different topics, from health and nutrition to respecting your teachers, to putting in perspective what they're there for. We can talk about anything. We've talked about meat testing, the importance of that. We've talked about just a range of things. So our program is not limited to one thing or the other, and that's why we've developed long-term relationships with most of the schools that we worked with. And each year, we'll go back and talk about something different. Pure Pro Wrestling's anti-bullying program has been incredibly successful. This is the sole reason that when we do an assembly, the students actually listen to us. They connect with us because they look at us as sort of a quasi-celebrity. We all have regular lives to live, but when these kids see us out there doing what we do, we're like superheroes that's come to life. And so when we talk, they listen. So instead of your normal cliche pro wrestling where there's a lot of negativity and a lot of violence and things like that, we actually put a positive message into our shows. And there's a lot of kids sitting back right now who are getting bullied, who are having trouble at home, who are lacking focus in school and don't know what they want to do with their life. And so for someone to sit there and say, look, I overcame all these things, I did this, you can too. That's kind of the heart and soul of what we do. We actually turn it into a fundraiser for the school as well. So not only is it free for the schools, but it turns into a fundraiser too. They get concession sales and a portion of the gate. And then if we are able to get businesses that are interested in advertising, things like that, suddenly you've got not only a free program, but one that's actually made money for the school. When I go into schools to pitch the idea for the youth program for them, I run into a lot of hesitant people initially because of the stereotypes that are associated with pro wrestling. How are you going to take something that looks violent in nature and use that as a way to tell our kids not to be violent? We don't go out there and glorify what we do as violent. We portray it as an athletic competition between two athletes. And not only that, there's a story that's laden in what we do.
About 3.5 years ago, I went out to Genesee County Fair, and Joe and them was out there. And I was just standing there, and I could just see myself in there. And I said, I called him up, and I told him what I wanted to do. And once I told him my story, he said, "Are you sure the doctors know what you're doing?" And we started training. I told him about the stroke, I told him about me being legally blind, I told him about the cancer and everything, and he just couldn't believe it. Say this, I am somebody. And I make them say it so they mean it. And you affect that child, just something as simple as that. So I've been more conscious of what I do and how I carry myself because of that. I was a basketball player, so I don't want to be a role model. You can't help but be a role model.
I have a couple wrestlers. One, in fact, is another handicapped wrestler. He's the only one-legged wrestler in the world. So we book him to do a show, and he comes and he talks about overcoming bullying. He talks about what he dealt with as a young man after losing his leg when he was 5 years old. Another wrestler comes out and he says, "I've been a bully all my life." At the end of that match, our one-legged hero loses. Back up on the microphone, and Zach Allen says, "You know what, it's not about losing, it's about getting back up. And I've met guys like you my whole life. You won't keep me down, nobody will."